What is up, guys? Welcome to this Monday stream. Happy first day of the week. I hope it's going on real well for you, that you had an amazing weekend. And quite the price action today. I'm somewhat impressed to what BTC has been doing today after the carnage that had on on the last trading days of the previous week. Thursday and Friday was pretty bad, but now you're going for a 3.6% gainer on today's candle. We'll get the close in 3 hours and a half. I'm going live a little bit earlier today because my time zone changed and I had some things to do. So we'll do the stream thinking that the more likely scenario will be that the daily candle will be closing somewhat similar to where it's trading at right now. Okay, I do have some good news for you guys on the daily time frame, because on the weekly we still have a lot of work to do. Well, we'll focus more on the daily today because I might have an edge, an unconfirmed edge as for now, but there may be something good in the works. So I'm gonna pull up my usual chart here. So you can see here in BTC, as soon as it lost 57.4k, it went into a fresh daily close here. The lowest daily candle close actually last Friday since February. So really important area, the 58.4k. And if you want it to be somewhat bullish on a more higher time frame, what you would like to see is for buyers to reclaim 58.3 to 58.4. So maybe something like this, or what however they want to do it, but you need to be trading above 58.3k, otherwise you're looking at a significant downtrend risk, in my opinion. Because if you look at the 2021 cycle, anytime that you lost 58.4 to 57.4k, then you went on a serious downtrend, losing some of the times more than 30 to 40% of the value. So the same happened on late 2021, on November 2021. So I've been looking at this level for a long time, and maybe market participants will do something like this, which will be really bad because it will be the lowest high of this downtrend. And also, one thing that I want to point out that hopefully it's not regarded like that, but it could be a sign of weakness on the market, is that every time that you topped, you did a low, then the retrace went into an 886 above here. So the same thing happened here on this drop as well. From here to here, you can see 88% retrace, more or less. But then on the previous drop, the last one from early August, this one here, it didn't go for an 88% retrace. It did like a 67% retrace here. So you could argue that maybe is a sign of weakness, that on any retrace that you were doing, any retrace that you were making here, buyers did somewhat of a strong bounce to the upside, but so far the one on August 25th has been the weakest one. So yeah, and also, since I didn't go live on the weekend, let's check out the weekly here. So lowest weekly candle close confirmed since February 19. So that's bad, that's bearish. You need to flip this bearish structure on the weekly before being bullish on the weekly time frame. That doesn't mean that we can entertain a bullish idea on the daily time frame, but on the weekly you need more work. And on the 2-week or the bi-weekly is also really bad. A bearish engulfing candle confirmed, lowest bi-weekly close since February 12. building strong negative momentum on the MACD histogram. You lost the bullish control zone. You're in the 53 point area on the RSI. So you might get a bounce. Who says you cannot? But you need to fix this. Buyers need to come up and fix this structure before being super optimistic on the higher time frames on BTC. So having that said, having said all the precautious measures or all the cautious that you need to have on this market, we'll go for the positive news now. On BTC, you can appreciate here descending channel. This low was somewhat respected. You didn't come all the way down to test the channel, but you're still within this trading range. And what's going on here that might be somewhat bullish is that you have a bull that potentially in the making, both on the RSI and on the MACD histogram, from the drop of August 6th to August 5th to the drop of September 5th. So you have a higher low on both the oscillators and somewhat of an equal low here on the chart, and actually a lower low if you count the daily close. So that bullish divergence could turn out to be a nice bounce, although you do have to make a better effort on the weekly and the bi-weekly time frame. This doesn't mean that this could develop into a nice rally, maybe into a 200 moving average to 64k, or maybe the upper side of the range, since you have like somewhat of two impulses here to the downside. So that's cool. And also on Bitcoin against the SPX, you could have the same argument here. You did have this bullish divergence here, but didn't play out. And now potentially you could be going for the same bull that still being valid, both on the RSI and on the MACD histogram, where you have a clear lower low here on the price and a discernible higher low on the oscillators. So that could be really proper for the current conditions. And if you're just trading this range here, I'm gonna extend this a little bit. If you're just trading this range, then this could be considered oversold, and you could be targeting the upper end of the range for an overbought territory if you were going long down here. Taking into consideration the confluence of the lower end of the range, and the bullish divergence that we're currently seeing on Bitcoin USD and on Bitcoin SPX. And we do have also that divergence here, but to the opposite side of things on USDT dominance, because I had this channel. It was drawn like this a few weeks ago, or maybe last week, but then it convinced me that maybe this one was actually the range, because it had confluence here with the mid-range also. So I flipped, I expanded this ascending channel into the wicks, and now apparently you're reversing from being locally overbought above here. And what you have here, chat, you have a lower high on the histogram and on the RSI. So this could imply buyers exhaustion at range highs on USDT dominance on the daily time frame. So that could be really cool for somewhat of a deeper pullback here on the daily time frame, although you do have a great deal of work to do on the weekly time frame. Look at this here, chat, on USDT dominance. You had this bullish backtest of the 200 moving average, bullish engulfing, resulting out of that bullish backtest and follow through after the bullish engulfing with this weekly close. Actually, the highest weekly close on USDT dominance since November 20 of last year. So yeah, good stuff going on the daily, but you need a lot of work before being excited on the larger time frames. Also here on the 3-day, this might be cool that you're rejecting here for now the 200 moving average of USDT dominance. You rejected it here on early August, and now potentially for a confirmation high on the 3-day time frame. I don't have any kind of divergence here on the RSI on the 3-day. You just have, or you do have it, my bad. It wasn't that discernible. So you have a higher high on price and a lower high on RSI, potentially being confirmed in 2 more days. And on the MACD histogram, you're still building this triple bearish divergence on the MACD histogram that started developing on April 30. So finally, maybe this resistance, or I mean this bearish divergence could play out, which would be very, very bullish for the crypto markets. But given the current conditions, I think that you'll need to see collaboration from the stock market. This drop here on Friday, which was the one who dropped BTC further. So you just need to take out the shoulder here, this lower high regarding this high, and then if you chop somewhat sideways and maybe the stock market cools off for a minute but doesn't properly nuke, it could give some room for BTC taking the lead back again. So interesting stuff going on. Bitcoin dominance mooning today. It's up 0.6%, getting back above 57.2%. This was really choppy here. You had somewhat of a lower high here regarding this high, but market participants came back inside of this range and now are pushing for the highest low of this ungodly uptrend. So I'm gonna call it quits. I'm calling a reversal on BTC dominance because this has been on an uptrend for the past 20 months. It hasn't cooled off yet and reclaimed 57.2%, the strong area from the past. So before getting excited about Bitcoin dominance, I would like to see a drop below 57.2% and maybe start cooking on some bearish divergences or somewhat of a pattern that could give me a sign that it might be reversing. But for now, I don't have much, rather than you're printing negative momentum on the MACD histogram here on the 3 days. So this whole thing here completed. This was the performance out of this inverse head and shoulders. So now on the 3 day, now I'm gonna look for more edge, and I think that this is played out. Maybe I'm not saying it's gonna stop going up. I'm saying that this pattern already played out with this positive momentum here. It performed actually for 50 days. So this reversal to the upside lasted of 50 days, more or less, of positive price action on Bitcoin dominance, and it's going for a good daily close today itself, above 57.2. So yeah, I think it's just gonna continue to go up, man. I don't know when the reversal might come. Maybe after rate cuts, maybe after BTC's trading on price discovery again. Who knows when that might happen, because you're like 56k right now. So a long ways to go, man, for Bitcoin dominance to roll over, in my opinion. Who knows? Maybe you start showing some more weakness and we're finally go for a reversal. But until then, I'm done trying to pick any kind of tops here. So still on an uptrend and potentially going for the highest low of this entire uptrend. So interesting. Ethereum, it's been underperforming BTC today and Solana. It's just reclaiming $2,332. This level from the previous cycle here was regarded as resistance and a support a few times around. I think it's somewhat cool that you reclaim it. Your next logical area for resistance, if buyers are able to hold this level, will be $2,542 here. Also very discernible from 2021. And you do have also a bullish divergence here potentially in the making, both on the RSI on the MACD histogram. You can see this really discernible lower low here in price and a higher low on the MACD histogram and on the RSI, which is the RSI is currently trading at 39 points, so 1 point shy from leaving the bearish control zone here for Ethereum USD. And regarding ETH BTC, let's see what's going on there. It's down 1.8%. It's going for the lowest daily candle close since, man, So yearly lows for ETH BTC. Lowest weekly candle close since April 19, 2021, chat. And the sad thing about it is that you had this double bullish divergence. I mean, this bullish divergence here on the 3-day on the RSI, which failed to perform. Look at this high low here and a lower low in price. And basically, sellers haven't showed or confirmed any sign of exhaustion just yet, although you did have it here on the oscillators. Just price kept dipping, and the 3-day on the RSI, it's at the 32-point level, so still in the bearish control zone on a high time frame, which is the 3-day. So it's gonna take a while for ETH BTC to revert, in my opinion. It's losing that positive momentum on the MACD histogram on the daily, 36 points on the daily also. So bearish control zone. Actually, since the crash on early August, ETH BTC hasn't been able really to leave the bearish control zone to get back above 40 with gusto. You know, it's just continuously going back below 40 into the seller's control area. And maybe it's just gonna come back down here to the 3,700 to 3,800 level, sad area here. This whole range here, maybe it's gonna do somewhat of a test here. Who knows? Maybe does something like this, you know. But this is my next logical target for ETH BTC, if you're wondering. Very bad, boys, on ETH BTC. And on the weekly, just had the lowest weekly close since 2021, more likely April 2021. God, it's printing weak negative momentum, and started somewhat losing that negative momentum on the MACD histogram. But I don't have any kind of divergence here. You just have bearish confluence on the weekly. You're in the 32-point level on the weekly RSI, man. Wow, so it's just not exciting here for ETH BTC. I think some other altcoins might get a better performance than ETH BTC on the foreseeable future, if actually BTC decides to hold on into this bounce, which we'll see. You know, first you have to confirm. First, you have to confirm that bullish divergence and then see if it plays out. Solana, it's outperforming Ethereum today, but underperforming BTC. It's up 3%. It's $134 area. You bounce here from the $122 area on Friday. Catching follow through today out of the bounce, going for a possible 3 white soldiers pattern here on this last 3 candlesticks, and going for the highest daily candle close since September 2nd. You do have that bullish divergence here also on Solana, the one that you had on BTC and on Ethereum. It's also really discernible on Sol USD. Yeah, apparently support, it's being regarded as support for now, chat. For now. Let's check out the 3-day, because why not? 3-day is currently green. You do have somewhat of a pin bar here, somewhat of an indecision, but potentially a reversal pin bar on the 3-day here in Solana. You do have a bullish, somewhat of a bullish divergence here on the MACD, because they're pretty similar on the lows. It's a slightly higher it's a slightly higher low, my bad, regarding this low here, but it's not that I'm gonna call it a bullish divergence here on the 3-day. Sol BTC is checking out, guess why not? Sol BTC is red today. It's down 0.6%, potentially going for a bearish engulfing candle. After backtesting yesterday, you tested the daily 200 moving average and sold off against it. So you just bearishly backtested the bearishly backtested the 200 moving average, and now you're catching follow through to the downside on Sol BTC, going for that bearish engulfing candle. So it's not a great look here on Sol BTC. Not at all, because you do want to be about 23,847 sats area, this level from 2021. And this potentially could turn out to be just another lower high of the series of lower highs. You have two lower highs regarding the peak here, and this is also a lower high regarding the impulse from March. So you need to start printing higher highs and higher lows on Sol BTC, because this bearish backtest, I'm not a fan of it. And you're also catching follow through to the downside today. So yeah, you're printing positive momentum on the MACD histogram, and you're at the 48-point level on the RSI. So you're neutral on the RSI and building positive Momo here on the MACD after this bullish divergence here on from this low to this low. Good confirmed. Yes, good confirmed on Saturday. Catch follow through on yesterday on Sunday, but today, man, you need to hold on. You have two bad things going on at the same time. You're rejecting 23,847, and you're also rejecting the 200 moving average. So yeah, 3-day, somewhat the same story, although the 200 moving average of the 3-day is way below us down here on 15,600 and something and change. So this is really elevated here. You do have somewhat of a trend line here you've been holding on to for now. So flip the 200 moving average on the daily and reclaim 23,847. This bounce here from October 2021 and January 2022, and I'll be a little bit more at ease with Sol BTC. And the thing is with Sol BTC is that I would like it to see it do good, because it's been a good leader for the past year or so, and when BTC has been doing good, Solana has been doing really good. So I would like things to stay the same way, but so we don't bring any kind of weird stuff into the market. But maybe, I don't know, maybe some other coin takes the takes the lead from now, and that will be fine. Sol ETH going for another attempt of breaking 5,720. Your next logical area is 5,888. This candle close on this impulse from November 2021. And you already know what to do, Chad, if actually this fails to perform, do something like that or whatever, and fails to sustain and fails to flip 5,800 as support, then Sol ETH will be looking pretty weak for now. Okay. On the 3-day, I'm going to check out the oscillators also on the daily. So you have somewhat of an argument here that this is an inverse head and shoulders. This is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, although I would like it more to be with smaller shoulders. But either way, you're printing strong positive momentum on the MACD histogram again after this potential reversal pattern, which is confirmed. You do have, what do you have here? You have hidden bullish divergence confirmed yesterday on Sol ETH on the daily, because you have a higher low on the histogram on the negative momentum and a lower low in price, which is a continuation divergence, which this divergence could imply a continuation to the upside on Sol ETH. So that's very nice. The 3-day bullish convergence here on the histogram, 57-point level on the RSI, neutral, 3 points below the bullish control zone. And you need to flip this level for real, man. I wouldn't like another deviation, otherwise this could pull out an ENS I talked about this example a lot. Look at what DNS did here when it failed to break a critical support. It did it. It failed once, twice, and maybe I'll count this as just the third time, and then a strong rollover, a strong impulse to the downside into a macro higher low. Lower lows regarding this range high, but granted, it's still a higher low regarding this low from April. So I don't want to see another rejection above here on ETH BTC. I do want it to see flipped and sustained, or held as support. Otherwise, I'm gonna get a little bit afraid of maybe the old ENS playbook here of this strong inflection zone from 2 years ago, tested so many times and failed to actually get a breakout, that you had to roll over and mean revert to the downside. So yeah, Sol ETH green today. It's breaking 5,720. Next level 5,808, and then your ultimate test. Just clear skies ahead, and see if you actually can sustain price action above here as a breakout and stop showing signs of weakness against Ethereum. But for example, we looked at, I think it was Solana against Tron. I'm going to do it the opposite side of Tron against Solana. So yeah, oh man. So check this out. You had a 3 rising valleys here, accumulation pattern on Tron against Sol that started on March. This was your breakout line. They confirmed the breakout on August 20 and had a bullish back test to it. I mean, you had somewhat of a small throwback here on August 24, then immediate reclaim with a bullish engulfing candle, and now it's been impulsing to the upside, but you do have a throwback here. So according to Bulkowski, this kind of accumulation patterns on where you had the breakout here, and then you come back down and get a daily candle close below the breakout line, sometimes they perform worse than the ones who don't get the throwback. Maybe they come back down but hold it above the breakout line. This clearly went below it just for a little bit. You can see here the breakout line from this high here, and maybe this was just a performance since on this somewhat of a weird structure up here, but maybe it's not. Maybe it does something like that. We'll have to see if it actually goes for another higher low here. If it comes back down below here, I think Tron against Solana could be cooked, because this is a major reversal pattern, an accumulation pattern that went on for, let's see, chat, for 155 days of accumulation. So yeah, I'm checking out Tron against Solana, because since you can see somewhat of maybe weakness on Sol ETH, I'm trying to figure out which could be a better leader against Solana on the upcoming month, if actually Sol takes the backseat here. Maybe it doesn't. So this is BNB against Sol on a daily. It's floored. I mean, 100% it's floored. But I want to check out if you could have an argument here of a possible reversal to the upside. We'll turn on the weekly, guys, because why not? Okay, so this is your BNB against Solana on the weekly. You're on the 48 on the RSI, so you're neutral. Printing positive momentum. You've been building positive momentum here for a while. For 231 days on BNB against Solana. So basically since December, like BNB outperformed a lot Solana on the bear market. You can see here this drop. This was the Sol performance on the bear market. And since basically positive conditions came back into the space on December, It's been chopping sideways. I wonder what the Bollinger Bands are doing. Oh, so the Bollinger Bands are pretty tight here. As you can see here on how tight they were down here also. I'm actually going to pull up the width, of them to see. Hold on. Here. Okay. So let's see how floored the volatility is on BNB against Solana. So pretty floored, I would say. It's not at all-time lows, which was June 2023. Could have been up here, this squeeze. Jesus. Look at the performance of this squeeze here on the weekly. Like this impressive move to the downside on BNB against Sol. So, I mean, yeah, my bad, chat. This was the performance of BNB against Sol in the bear market. This was the bottom of Solana last year on June to July. Had a Bollinger Band squeeze here. And quite the performance. BNB falling against Solana. And now you're pretty squeezed again. Will it be to the upside? Or will it be a continuation to the downside, chat? That's the real question. Let's pull up some levels here on the weekly. Because CC is coming out of jail. Maybe BNB will get on a static rally. Who knows? So that's your lowest low. This was the bottom. Oh man, look at how they tested here in December 2023. 200 moving average is way above here on the weekly time frame. And this has been slowly curling up. There's no denying that, the past few months. Past 6 months, you could argue that BNB has been performing better than Sol since this bottom of December. Higher low regarding this low, higher low regarding this low, higher high regarding this high and this high at least. Yeah, it's hard to read right now. It's really hard. But you are floored regarding the volatility. And look at the compression here. Oh my God. I think this is the most compressed. Yeah. This is the most compressed BNB has been against Solana on the bi-weekly chat. Let's see what happened on each compression before. So this was compressed on June 2021. I mean, Bollinger Bands were barely starting, so we'll check this one. So this was the bottom of the compression. What happened? BNB ripped against Sol. Let's see another one. This was the other compression. What happened? Solana ripped against BNB. On this case, you were building positive momentum on the MACD. On this case, you were building negative momentum on the MACD. This time around, you're building positive momentum on the MACD. You're on the 41 point level on the RSI. And you're floored on the volatility. Oh my God, look at this squeeze, man. On the weekly time frame against Solana. I wonder what they will do, chat. I really wonder. Because you reclaim this mid-range of the Bollinger Bands. You've been trading sideways here. Whatever happens next here on the very next few two weekly candles, like this could be something like what happened here, chat. Here, look at this on the bi-weekly. So BNB against Solana, resistance on this mid-range after a strong downtrend, reclaimed the mid-range. Mid-range has been reclaimed. It's been trying to go up, it's been catching some absorption here at range highs. But what if they get the breakout, chat, here? Oh my God, I don't think this is gonna be quick. I think this is gonna last for a few months Are we looking at a change of paradigm here on BNB against Solana? And I'm gonna pull up also ETH. There's no point of charting ETH, but because why not? BNB against ETH. Yep, it's impulsing to the upside. You were compressed on the Bollinger Bands here on February, now impulsing. This chart's on an uptrend since 2018, man. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Possibly next. It could be. So let's check out BNB since we're talking so much about it. See what's doing today on the daily. Some altcoins are flying today, man. Some double-digit gainers across the board. RPL is up 25% on today. Look at that, man. After bleeding for 2 weeks, boom. Just one daily candle close, one daily candle to erase like half of the loss. What a crazy market right now, chat. AB has been pumping 11.4% today, getting above 140 bucks, going for potentially confirming the highest low of this uptrend that started here on the beginning of this year. And your next logical target for AB here, it's 160 points. It's 160 bucks here on price. You're on the negative momentum here, so you really resetted the oscillators, you know, which is primed for continuing the upside. You have an inverse head and shoulders here on the RSI, left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. This could play out and go into overbought again, but this looks primed, man. Like, this is what you want on an uptrend: higher highs, higher lows. Then when you reach resistance, you reaccumulate for a few weeks, put in the highest low of the uptrend, and resetting the oscillators within that time. So AB is looking fantastic, man. Next logical target, 160 bucks. Next one, 170. And then you will fly all the way to 242 bucks. So impressive. Real impressive. Let's see what BNB is doing today. BNB is up 3.2%, outperforming Ethereum, being outperformed by Solana and BTC. BTC is up 4% right now. My God. Going for the highest daily candle close since September 2nd. Losing that negative momentum in the MACD histogram. You have bullish convergence on the oscillators here. Nice. Just nice all around. You're trading below the 200 moving average on the daily. On the 3-day, you had a massive pin bar here confirmed on Friday. I mean, was confirmed yesterday. This opened on Friday. So confirmed yesterday, this massive bullish pin bar. Losing that negative momentum on the MACD, 45-point level on the RSI. So, yeah, looks great. Higher high, higher low regarding this low. Just will depend what BTC decides to do on the next few weeks, man. It really does. It's always been. Let's see what the Bollinger Bands here. So I wanna touch upon the Bollinger Bands here on the weekly. So this still hasn't been invalidated. You know, you've just been downtrending, rejecting the hard line, the moving average of the Bollinger Bands here, and you haven't been able to basically start nuking and closing weekly below the lower band here, because you have a contraction of the Bollinger Bands, which is volatility has been diminishing for the past few months, and now they're slowly starting to amplify, to expand. You see that, chat? You see how they're slowly starting to expand. So maybe sometimes that I've seen this. If you fail to have a breakdown on this volatility expansion, sometimes what happens, it goes to the opposite side, and the expansion goes. I mean, the Bollinger Bands still expand, but the expansion goes to the upside rather than the downside. But you do have a lot of work to do for that. Still, you need to reclaim the moving average here, which has been working as resistance. It's currently sitting at 62.5K, and then take out this lower highs and start going into 70K and so on. But on the daily, you do know that you have sellers exhaustion here on USDT dominance at range highs. You also have an horizontal resistance here at 6.4%, 6.46% here. This complacency shoulder from January of early this year. So you have confluence of that horizontal level, this diagonal level of this ascending channel, plus you have sellers exhaustion possibly could be confirmed soon if you start printing negative momentum on the MACD histogram. And you're also diverging here on the RSI of this impulse went a lot higher on the RSI. Now you went higher in price, but you went lower on the RSI, which could imply that buyers are somewhat exhausted on USDT dominance. You're actually going for a 55 reading on the RSI, so you're neutral. You went above 760 here. The bullish control zone reached 68 on Friday, but from then you have just been going back down, losing that positive momentum here in the MACD histogram. So I think maybe this could be somewhat of a nice setup for going into range lows. I'm not gonna be calling for the break of structure here or anything that we will get out of this ascending channel. But if you've been trading the range, then yesterday or today could be a good opportunity to go for range highs into range lows down here, if that makes sense to you and your risk taking positions. So yeah, just know that the weekly looks sketchy, bi-weekly looks sketchy. There's a lot of work to do. That doesn't imply that it's over, but on the daily time frame, you do have some hopium to work in your favor. And now we're still pumping. BTC is on the highs of the day. It's 4.2% up on the daily time frame. Look at this strong Marubasu candle today. Just pretty cool. We go for the 4-hour. Nice. It's nice to see that for once Wall Street bought today and didn't sell at the open, because they could have sold this entire weekend recovery. They could have just sell it again like they've been doing, but they changed today. Actually bought BTC today, and right now it's going for the highest 4-hour close since September 4th, since basically last Thursday and before this puke that happened on Friday last week. So I will leave you guys just making sure that you remember that the higher time frame looks like it needs a lot of work. I'm not flipping bullish on a high time frame like the 2-week or the weekly needs a little bit more of work. I'm cautious though. I'm neutral on the 2-week and the weekly, and I'm bullish on the daily because of the signs that I just showed you on USDT dominance, and the bullish divergence that you have here on BTC potentially will be confirmed in a couple of days. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. If you enjoyed today's show, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll be going live tomorrow, guys, at around 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Just make sure that you have your notifications on, and I'll let you guys know when that will be happening. So I hope that you had a great start to your week, and I'll see you guys on the next time.